My name's Paul Sivell and I'm a wood sculptor. My friends at St Mary's had seen my other benches and seating in the two areas of the hospital and liked the idea of having some kind of seat out of a solid tree trunk initially. But it was a nice one to do because I was able to incorporate a piece of sculpture into it as well, which made it more interesting and more fun to do. Well, the initial thing is cutting the rough shape of the bench out, which is probably the most difficult thing, is actually cutting the bench out. It's so easy to, using a very large saw and a very large piece of timber, it's very easy to overcut and cut down into your seat or cut into the back. And it is, hard work, difficult getting, the right correct height, the correct back level, making sure you don't, have undulations which hold water when it rains. A lot of considerations that need doing. So that initial roughing out is the hardest bit. Doing the decoration on, relief carving on there, and creating the sculpture is much easier than getting the first shape of the seat out. There was one very large bench which was made obviously from a very large piece of timber, and it's oak, so it was a very large oak tree trunk. So that's, sourcing that is not easy. Then you don't get that many large sized pieces of timber on the island coming down. It's always difficult to get the timber, and then to move a large tree trunk you need a lorry with a crane, so it tends to be quite expensive getting big bits of timber. It was suggested in our discussion that there should be seating and a sculptural feature, and yes, the hair was my idea, but it was in memory of Jean Rashley, who was a local music teacher. So we wanted a musical theme, but she also was a great animal lover. So it was trying to link these two themes of music and animals. And I'm fairly well known for doing hairs, and I've done various hairs playing different musical instruments. So I thought a hare playing a fiddle would be quite a good one. I mean, she's actually a piano teacher, but I thought a hare playing a piano might be a bit too much. So we had a hare playing a fiddle and linked it with musical notes on the seats and running hares, and a singing bird on the seats as well. So hopefully it filled the concept of linking wildlife with music, and a little bit of humour in there as well, because it's nice to, for a memorial thing, not to be gloomy but to have a bit of fun to it. I've actually had a lot of feedback from people I've met since it's gone up, saying how great they thought it was. But the nicest thing, I think, was the day we installed it. I went up, and Guy Eads met me on site after it was installed, and then we walked over to the chemotherapy garden to look at that, and walked back again to the hair seating. And when we got back, as we were walking back, there was a little girl with her mum, about 7 years old, and she was hugging the hair, delighted. So it really was, that was the instant reaction from someone as soon as it gone up. So that was good.